Hello, and welcome to this week's live weekly warm-up. I haven't said that in a little while because it's been a little while since we've had a live weekly warm-up. The past couple weeks, as you hopefully are aware, I have been working on version 3 of the Next Generation Clarinet Method, which is my sort of all-in-one method book to teach you how to play the clarinet. So I've been very busy recording things, editing things. I put in like 160 videos into version 3. So I've been very busy working on that, and that was sort of my main focus. But it is out now. If you want to get it, you can go to quickstartclarinet.com/nextgenbook. And today I'm actually going to be demonstrating an exercise out of that to sort of celebrate that it's done, it's out there, and to also show you a little bit what it's like if you're potentially interested. Speaking of which, if you are interested in getting the Next Generation Clarinet Method and you have any questions about it at all, feel free to leave a comment. I've made a lot of videos and sent emails and posts and all that jazz about it, but seriously, I think it's like the best resource available to learn the clarinet. I am a little biased, but it's great, so definitely check it out if you don't already have it and if you're interested in it. And today I'm going to be demonstrating and sort of talking through one of the exercises in the book. This is called the Subdivision Articulation. This is one of my favorite articulation exercises because it really tackles like everything that you need to be able to do. So what it is basically just a simple tonguing one note, but changing the rhythm as you tongue that note. So the beauty of this exercise is it gets you through a lot of different kinds of articulation. You start really, really slow so that you can really go for great quality, get a really good legato to your articulation, and get things sounding really, really nicely. And then it gradually speeds up, so you also work on the actual speed of your tonguing and can make that go smoothly and nice and in control. And then it also works on your rhythmic precision. I highly, highly recommend doing this one with the metronome. I'm not going to demonstrate with the metronome just because the audio gets weird and I'm using my phone for Instagram, and that's usually what I use for my metronome, so blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work super well with the metronome over the recording. But you should do it with a really, really steady beat and make sure that you're doing it with a metronome if you can. If you can't, like me, I'm just going to be sort of tapping my foot and really keeping track of my own steady beat, making sure that those subdivisions are exactly precise. So the way that this works is we're just going to play one note. I'm going to go ahead and do it on C. You can literally do this on any note you want. If you're having trouble articulating like the upper clarion, then you could do it up there if you want. In the altissimo, on the low notes, the note doesn't matter. I'm just going to demonstrate it on C. And what we're going to do is start with half notes, then a measure of quarter notes, a measure of eighth notes, a measure of eighth note triplets, a measure of 16th notes, a measure of sextuplets, and then we're going to work our way back through that subdivision. So you can see we start at a very big basic subdivision of half notes, and then we're sort of just splitting that up into smaller and smaller subdivisions. The idea here is that you can instantly and confidently transition between those different subdivisions. So let me go ahead and demonstrate, and then I'll talk more about like how to get the most out of this exercise. So again, thinking steady beat, and you want to make sure that your steady beat is comfortable for sextuplets. Hopefully that'll be comfortable, we'll see. So I got my steady beat going, now I'm going to do that. I didn't like how my quarter notes went after I took a breath, so I'm just going to practice that again. I think that was pretty good. That was acceptable for now. And of course, with all warm-ups, if there's any quality things that you don't like, go back, fix them, because that's what actually makes you better, is really going for those quality things. So the things to keep an ear out for, one, like I mentioned, perfect rhythmic subdivisions. Doing it with the metronome will be really helpful, because you'll notice that you're sort of getting behind, or like the beats aren't quite landing with the beats, especially as you get into the bigger subdivisions. So that's a great thing to check in with that. Another thing to be really paying attention to is consistency in the articulation. You want every single note to sound exactly the same, so that it's really truly a consistent articulation and sounding the same throughout, even after you take a breath, like I didn't do so successfully the first time. I'll wait for my camera to be focused. Okay, there we go. So those are the things to like really be focusing on, and that's how you're going to get the most out of this. Of course, you can do it on different notes, because that'll be really helpful. The other challenge you can do is every time you change subdivisions, change notes in the scale. So that would sound like this. So you could do it just going straight up. You could do it up as you get faster, and then back down, so you're playing the same notes on each subdivision. You can get creative with these exercises, and that's part of the fun of these things. As long as you know sort of the core reason you're doing the exercise and the core goal of the exercise, you can make any variations and adaptations that you want. So the core goals for this one, again, are perfect rhythmic subdivision, really, really consistent articulation as you go through this. The speed isn't too big of an issue. Don't try to push yourself too hard. This exercise isn't the best exercise for speeding up your tongue. There's other exercises that are good for that. But this exercise is really great for having consistent control through the different rhythmic subdivisions, and also having consistent control of the actual rhythmic subdivisions as well. So good luck implementing this one. If you don't have the Next Generation Clarinet Method, go to quickstartclarinet.com/nextgenbook to learn more about it. It's a fantastic program. My camera is not focusing fantastically today, but that's okay. The book is great. The program's great. There's all kinds of good features to it. If you have any questions about that, let me know. If you have any questions about this subdivisions articulation exercise, let me know. I hope that you enjoyed this week's live weekly warm-up, and I hope you'll join me next week for the next live weekly warm-up.